morning, everyone, and welcome back to Sea Game News. I'm your host, Grace Navarro, and our main focus is feminism. Feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes.
Hi, I'm Renal Kulkarni from Sea Game News. Our breaking news today comes from CNN. According to new statistics, the pay wage gap is 20 cents in between men and women. In total, that means that women are losing $10,470 per year. Now, moving on to Cami with input from our local teachers.
Opinions on sexism in America today.
I think that today it has improved since when I was growing up. So when I was growing up, I remember that hearing a lot of times that women were always put down, that women could never do a man's job. For example, I remember when women were becoming police officers, and they were even called female deputies. They weren't even called police officers, they were just the females. And that was a bit derogatory. And it was always female deputies, you can't trust them, they can't, back their partners up. And it was always like they didn't even get a chance really to prove themselves. Just in business as well, women were perceived that they would be too emotional. They couldn't handle, making the decisions that they do today. And so I think things have changed. I think it's gotten better. I think you see more women deputies and women in politics and women in high-powered positions doing just as great as their male colleagues. I think it's good. I think it's gotten better.
What do you think about sexism in America today?
So for sexism, I think it's a big topic that we would still, bring up obviously to talk about today, but I think we're kind of moving towards equality in a positive way because
What are your thoughts on women in the military?
I think more and more women are entering the military. I have an example of my cousin that just went in. She's 19, I believe, or 18. Just graduated high school and she went in the military. And I always see videos of her posting like different things, and they're all like women joining and all that stuff, and it just makes me feel like that's awesome. I feel like more and more equality in a sense is being more accepted. It's being more driven in a sense of like recruiting more women and stuff like that. I think it's amazing. If someone wants to be in the military, I don't think it should be specified by a gender or different roles. I think whoever wants to protect our country can protect our country, so I think it's pretty cool.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm interested in this SUV.
As soon as your husband gets here, I'll be more than happy to show you all the features.
Actually, it's for me.
Well, then no need looking under the hood. Here's where the cup holders are, and there's a rear view mirror. That's where you can put on your makeup. And this is the steering wheel here. It's what you use to drive with. Hey, honey, come on back here.
Tired of being badgered? Come to any Johnson Automotive dealership. Great deals, great service, no badgering.
Good morning, everyone. We're here live at the Radley Place, where Scout, Jem, and Dill spent their summer days curious to what lurks in the Radley Place. According to Harper Lee's story, To Kill a Mockingbird, Jean Louise Finch, better known as Scout, experiences exclusion as a child. Scout is excluded due to her being a girl, and her brother and Dill are boys. Harper Lee writes that I was not so sure, but Jem, Scout's brother, told me I was being a girl, that girls always imagine things. That's why other people hated them so. And if I started behaving like one, I could just go off and find some to play with. Men during the Great Depression were not just racist, but also feminist. Men grew up dominating with their strength while women did the hard work at home. Scout, being a girl, was meant that she was seen as weak and unable to play with the boys. Thank you. Now to Annika at Miss Maudie's house.
Thank you, Emma. I'm at the scene of Miss Maudie's house. In the book To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, Miss Maudie is told, for one thing, Miss Maudie can't serve on a jury because she's a woman. This shows that men believed they were dominant over women. The men of Alabama did not allow Miss Maudie to sit on the jury merely because she was a woman. They believed that women were not capable of having important jobs and they were seen as weaker. Some men in this time period were not only racist but sexist. The standard job for women was to stay at home and do housework. We see how this has changed in present day with women having more rights, however still being paid lower than men.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you for watching Sea Game News, and we'll see you next week.